We're here at the Edmonton Valley Zoo and are examining Lucy, the elephant, with Dr. James Oosterhuis, an acknowledged veterinary elephant expert. Dr. Oosterhuis is a veterinarian who's worked in the field for more than 35 years. He's been a zoo veterinarian for that entire time. He's worked with elephants his entire career. He's been here several times in the past. Medical conditions evolve and change, so I thought it was appropriate to have Dr. Oosterhuis back here again to recheck Lucy and to make some comment on how she's changed as far as her physical condition and her respiratory condition.
We have to take care of our elephants. As an elephant veterinarian, that's the best thing we can do, is to give them periodic examinations and evaluate their health. Every time I look at an elephant, I do as thorough an exam as you can and check for any signs of problems, starting with just general skin over the entire animal, look in their ears, their eyes, their mouth, and check their feet out very carefully, watch them walk and exercise, and just generally give them a health evaluation. What we learned today looking at Lucy is that she's a little bit overweight. We'll work on trying to get her to lose a little more weight. She still has her respiratory problem. Other than that, she's in good condition. She's a good elephant. I saw Lucy a little over a year and a few months ago. I recommended that they change the flooring that Lucy walks on. An elephant in the wild is going to be walking on dirt, is going to be walking on slightly softer substrates. Her feet are in good condition at this point in time.
We've added more sand in her environment, which she quite enjoys. It allows a place for her to sleep and for her to have dust baths and so on. And the rubber flooring, when it was installed, it was a white rubberized flooring. As a result of being exposed to the day-to-day wear and tear of an elephant, it's developed some stains, but it's perfectly healthy and it's perfectly clean, and it's totally appropriate for maintaining a good, healthy environment for an elephant.
Anytime we have an elephant that is slightly overweight, getting them to lose it is just like you or I. It's not easy. As far as the exercise go, if she over-exercises, she has this respiratory problem and it affects her that she just you can't push her beyond that.
Dr. Oosterhuis asked us to try and get another 500 pounds off her. One of the ways we're going to do that is to bring in a veterinary nutritionist who specializes in zoo nutrition. We're also continuing to work on her exercise program, and she gets out for walks on a regular basis. Lucy can tolerate the cold here in Edmonton because actually she's been raised in it. Her extremities are just like human extremities, and fingers, toes, and ears are the areas where you're going to most likely see a problem, and throw in the tail, of course. There have never been any issues with Lucy in terms of her extremities in dealing with the cold. Our keepers are pretty darn diligent about it, and they know exactly what they're doing. We've learned quite a bit. First of all, we've been lucky in our therapy for Lucy that we've diminished a lot of the respiratory secretions that have been complicating her diagnosis. So we were able to go up there with a camera into her upper respiratory tract and get a really good look at the area which seems to be the problem. When
I was here over a year ago, you couldn't see anything because of the exudate that was up there. It was all this white exudate. In this case, it was very clean. When we got up at that, just about at the 3-meter stage, there appears to be a bulge that we can see that's medial. It's in the middle of the two nares. That could be what's pushing out and causing the problem with the constriction of her breathing. It's a bit hard to tell because there is not good descriptions of normal elephant anatomy. It's just not available.
Lucy's a very nice elephant. In normal, stable, non-stress conditions, she does very well. If we put her under duress, if we challenge her too much, her breathing becomes a real issue and a significant worry for me.
An elephant is genetically programmed to breathe through its trunk only. And for us to see an elephant breathing through her mouth is really abnormal. So what does this tell me? This tells me that any amount of stress, she may collapse. She may not be able to get that oxygen deficit back by breathing through her mouth.
Because of this respiratory issue, I have no intentions of recommending that she should be moved.
There's just no way we could move her at this point in time. It would be very, very risky. It's something I wouldn't do. I wouldn't sign a health certificate to allow her to travel like that. It's just not something that's in the cards at this point in time. Lucy is well cared for. She's in good condition other than her respiratory problem and being a little bit overweight. But otherwise she's in good shape.